series of millionaires. These men and women received an outright gift of $1 million, and they never knew the identity of their benefactor. He was John Beresford Tipton, a multi-billionaire whose hobby was creating millionaires. And I was John Beresford Tipton's executive secretary. Here is another view of Silverstone, the 60,000-acre retreat where John Beresford Tipton lived alone. From here he ruled his financial empire. The vast holdings of John Beresford Tipton included every type of business, even motion pictures. And because he rarely left Silverstone, Mr. Tipton had his own private motion picture projection room.
I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
You called me, sir?
Mike, that was Carl Browning, the greatest actor of our day. His widow is living in Hollywood.
Carl Browning's widow. Strange. I saw every play he appeared in. Never missed one of his pictures. But I completely forgot he was married.
Carl Browning frequently forgot it too, but never completely. I want you to find Margaret Browning. Give her $1 million.
Everyone at the Sterling Studios knew Brownie.
Brownie, save my life, will you?
Oh, she won't fly to Boston for that personal appearance band.
No. A new exchange is opening in Dallas. This portrait's for the manager's office. She's got to autograph it.
Did you ask her yourself?
Can't you see the dust on my knees?
All right, then I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Todd. You're the greatest. Hey, you're all gussied up. Birthday?
No. Carl and I were married 25 years ago. Carol sent me these. Oh, put that away there.
But this is a good story.
No, it's not a good story. I do my job, and Carol does hers. I'm not ashamed of what we do, and I'm not complaining, but I just don't want thousands of people who idolize Carl saying, can you imagine? Carl Browning's widow is Hilda Strong's secretary. Carl Browning's daughter is Hilda Strong's stand, and he must have died broke. No, when Carol plays her first good part, that'll be the good story, but nothing now, Ben.
All right, Brownie.
The technical advisor can crawl back into his museum. Give me that comb. What happened to you? You can't change your hairdo, Hilda. This is a period picture. Why are you hovering over me? I can't do anything about this. Yes, Miss Strong.
Quiet for a rehearsal. Stand-ins.
What's that? The script of Triangle. Front office has to know today whether you like it or not. It's a big hit. Let them buy it anyway. I can't be reading scripts when I'm in the middle of a picture. Oh, no one on this lot could play it, but you held it. Come on now, read it. It won't take you long. Did you nag Carl Browning the way you nagged me? I'll tell you something about Carl Browning. He drank too much. About money, he was a child let loose in a candy store with a $20 bill. His romances were as brief and frequent as rain in April. But as an actor, he was above reproach. Of course, his talent was legendary. I'm not talking about his talent. I'm talking about his behavior. His sign. To Big Sam Davis with all good wishes.
When she turns away from you, grab her by the arm, turn her towards you, use force. We've got to have action this scene. Okay, stand in.
Spencer in the Contemporary room, please. Another milk call. He got me an interview. Now there's a big part, the second lead. Oh, Carol, that's wonderful. What? Miss Spencer, I'm calling for Miss Hilda Strong. Will you bring some formal dresses out to our house tonight at 9 o'clock? Thanks very much. Here's the trouble. I have to be out there at 5. You're working till 6, Carol. She'd let me off if you asked her. I can't do that. Mother, this scene they're doing runs for 5 pages. I'll be there when they light it. Then I'll just be sitting around until 6 doing nothing. Well, ask her yourself, but remember, it's a favor you're asking, not your right.
Ready for a take.
Brownie, I dropped a stitch.
Take 1.
All right, back on working, man.
Go.
She is the meanest, nastiest, most self-centered in this whole wide world. She's a great actress, Carol. Well, I suppose. No supposing. The chance to watch her work has done a lot for you. It's done a lot to me. Now, that's not true. You've been earning your living while you learned your trade. We could never have managed your dramatic lessons. Okay, darling, okay. I'll simmer down. Just let me be out here for a little while till I cuss her out. Call me if they want me, huh? Okay.
Hi.
Hi. I don't think we break for lunch till 12:30.
Lunch? Who cares about lunch? Feast your eyes on that.
Joe. A Glass House. Play for the screen by Joseph Schofield. When can I read it?
Now, you gotta make me a promise, though. Read it like you'd read any script.
Can't.
You've got to. Put any thought of you and me out of your mind. Pretend the studio sent it to you to see if you wanted to play it.
Since when did studios start sending me scripts?
Don't clown me. I'm 29 years old. I've never wanted to do anything but write since I read Treasure Island when I was 8. I don't know if this is good, but I know it's my best. It's important to me.
I know that.
But you've got a lot at stake, too. You're Carl Browning's daughter. Your first starring part ought to be good.
Joe, what makes you think I can act well enough to carry a picture?
I know. I've been in love with you since, last 3rd of December at 10 o'clock in the morning. I know you by heart.
Joe. Now, Carol, take it easy. It's not just because I love Joe. Honestly, it isn't, Mother. It's got humor and heartbreak and dialogue. Nobody writes dialogue as good as that. Read it, Mother. It's wonderful. All right.
Stand-ins. Ronnie, Paul in Herb Forrester's office is on the phone.
Well, thanks, Ted. I gave her the triangle script. She promised me faithfully she'd read it today. Oh, hold on a minute. I'll look. She's reading it now. I'll call you back. She's in her dressing room. You can go right in. Did you finish it? Oh, no, not yet. Like it? Oh, I love it. Isn't my Joe a good writer? Wait till you get the part where is it? The script? Oh, I left it right here when I went to the telephone. Hilda, you have to give Mr. Forrester your decision on Triangle by the end of the day. Let someone else play Triangle. I'll take this thing. That's Carol's script. Carol's? Oh, yes, that's her beau, isn't it? Boy, what's his name? Schofield. She has to return it to him tonight. I'll have to take that now, Hilda. Brownie, be an angel. Bring me that bottle of eye lotion from my room. My eyes are killing me. Better save them for Triangle.
Hi, darling. Where's Carol?
Inside, waiting for you. Joe, what happened?
Forrester called the conference. How are you, Ludwig?
Don't lie to me, Joe. That I won't take from anyone.
Hey, what's all this? All right, I went out to her house. But how'd you know?
That perfume was splendid just for her. Cost $50 an ounce, tax excluded. Go home, will you?
Look, Carol, she read the script, a part of it. She called me up and asked me to come out to her house. I didn't tell you because I knew you'd give me all that malarkey about standing in my way. Now, that's straight, Carol.
She wants to play it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's fine. She's a great star. If she wants it, you'll get a good price for it. 25, maybe 50,000. You kissed her.
Carol, you know how these dames are when they want something. She put her arms around me. That's when it happened.
That's when what happened?
When I told her to go jump in the lake.
Joe, are you sure?
Look, how often does a broke rider with a crooked nose get to tell a great star to go jump in the lake? Sure, I'm sure.
I'll be honest with you. I want to play this part so bad I can taste it. The critics will like it and the public will love it. Carol, your father was one of the world's greatest actors, but that doesn't mean I have talent. You said it, sweetie. Not I. My mother thinks I have, and Joe thinks I have. Joe believes in me. He's in love with you. That has nothing to do with it. Carol, man's a writer, a good writer. Suppose he takes a chance on you and you disappoint him. I won't disappoint him. I can take direction. I've been working hard since I was 16 years old. Joe wrote every word in Mary's part with me in mind. All right? I think any girl with basic acting technique could play this part and the picture would be a hit. Make money. Get good notices. Well, then? But I say this to you bluntly. A great actress could make this a great picture. Meaning you. As compared to you? Yes. 10 years from now. 5 years, next August. You may beat me to a standstill. Or you may be nothing. Oh, yes. Carl Browning's daughter. Pity she never... Better prepare yourself, Carol. I usually get my way. Mother, what if she's right? Suppose I did disappoint Joe. Carol, do you really believe you can play this part? Yes. Then stick to your guns. Miss Strong says no studio will make the movie without a big-name cast. Well, we'll find out.
There's Brownie. Mrs. Brownie?
Yes.
My name is Michael Anthony. May I speak to you in private, please?
Well,
I have very good news for you. It's personal and important.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Anthony, but I have nothing to do with Miss Strong's business affairs.
I have been empowered to turn over a large sum of money to you. I have reservations on a plane which leaves an hour from now. Won't you please talk to me?
Oh, why, of course, excuse me a minute. Hilda, this man has something to say to me. If you don't need me for the next hour... Sorry, Brownie, I may need you. Tell him to come back later. Yes, Miss Strong. I'm very sorry, Mr. Anthony, but whatever it is, you'll have to tell me right here.
Quiet for a rehearsal.
Mrs. Browning, donor has authorized me to give you this cashier's check for $1 million.
Will you please hold it quiet back there?
$1 million? From me? Why, that's crazy. What's expected of me in return?
Nothing, Mrs. Browning. Absolutely nothing. It's yours tax-free to do with as you please.
Makeup.
This is fantastic. Why should anyone want to give me $1 million?
Agnes,
But why?
the only restriction upon you is that no one, absolutely no one, must know how this money came into your hands. Otherwise, it would be reclaimed on behalf of the donor.
Quiet. Makeup. Ready for a take. Quiet. For real. Settle down, everybody. This is a take.
You'll sell the glass glass house to Sterling for me, or I'll see to it that he never works another day. He never intended that you should read it. He wrote it for Carol. He wrote it for his idea of Carol. He's in love with her. The part got away from him. He wrote a part for an actress, not for a nice little girl. Shame on you. When you besieged Broadway, a kid right out of the American Academy, I didn't expect to waltz myself into a starring part, and I didn't. I played walk-ons for 2 years. What's this daughter of yours ever done? Played walk-ons for 3 years. But now she's ready. Her part is ready for her, and by a heaven-sent chance, I can finance the picture myself. You'll lose your shirt. Carol has nothing to bring to any part except her father's name. Brownie, you prattle a lot about Carl Browning's devotion to the theater, about your own devotion to it. But when the chips are down, you're nothing but a fatuous stage mother. Shut up! Know something? I've been wanting to say that for the past 8 years. Till death do us part.
Carol, for the love of the sweet scented St. Simeon starlight, what are you doing to this guy? Inviting him to the senior prom?
Well, I'm sorry, but when I make it too broad, I get embarrassed.
Embarrassed? Lover girl, if you embarrass Cece, give up acting. You're married to him. He's part of you. You read him in and out. You digest him with your morning coffee. Now, come on, let's try it again.
Well?
Look, this is a rehearsal. When she gets on the set with the makeup and everything. All right, she's not the greatest actress in the world, but she's my girl, and I love her. And I'd rather have them shoot moose in the balcony when this picture comes out than wound her pride like that. No picture's worth it.
Who's producing this picture?
You are.
All right, then. Leave it to me. Jonathan. It's nothing against you, Carol. If I were designing a daughter, designing a human being, I couldn't imagine a better one than you. I'll improve, Mother. Just be patient with me. Darling, if you weren't Carl Browning's daughter, I'd go ahead. If this weren't the finest screenplay I ever read, I'd go ahead. You're not bad, Carol. But for Carl Browning's daughter, for the woman who's going to marry Joe Schofield, not bad isn't good enough. Why can't I be judged like any other young actress? Carol, now answer me honestly. This is important. What do you dream about? Dream? Silly things, things that don't make sense. Oh, I don't mean when you're asleep. I mean lying in the bathtub, driving a car along an open road, daydreaming. Answer me, it's important. Joe. Joe coming home at night. Joe's children. Oh, you lucky girl. I tried to see you alone. You wouldn't see me. So I'll let you have it in the presence of these young ladies. I take back nothing I said about you personally. You're cruel and selfish. Go on. But you're a great actress. I want to make a great picture. Quietly inside myself, I want to do it in memory of Carl Browning. Get out, both of you. I'll call you when I want to. Yes, Browning? I hoped it could be through his daughter. That was my great strength, you know. Other women came and went in his life, but I was the one he came home to. I was the one he liked. I brought this child. This is nonsense. I came here on business. Will you play Mary Kirk in the glass house? Well, young Carol struck out. How much? I'm going to be very tough, Brownie. 3 weeks ago, you could have made a reasonable deal with me. I told you then this girl couldn't play the part. But you told me to shut up. And shut up is going to cost you plenty. Oh, I'll give you a great performance. You'll have your name, the Browning name, on a great picture. But every dollar of your profit goes to me. You have a deal. As Mary Kirk, Hilda Strong should win the Academy Award.
Well, kids, it looks like we're in. Come on, I'll buy us a hot dog.
I want to speak to the editor. I think we can still trim about 50 feet from that hospital sequence.
Don't worry, Bert.
Mr. Schofield?
Mrs. Schofield. One thing. Any regrets?
I say it honestly, Joe. It was the idea of acting. Maybe not even my idea. Mother's, Dad's memory.
Then no regrets.
None, darling. None.
And now we come to the awards for achievement in writing. In presenting this award for that most nearly anonymous of all the Hollywood crafts, I'd like to quote from the first verse of the first chapter of the Gospel according to St. John. In the beginning was the Word. Influence me. For the best original screenplay, Joseph Schofield for The Glass House.
Thank you very, very much. Brownie? I got it. Oh, you saw it on TV. How's Carol? You mean now? Well, I'll be right there. You all right, honey?
Of course I am. Don't be in such a swivet, darling. Very few babies are born in cars.
The award for the best actress, Hilda Strong for The Glass House.
Well, bless her heart, she deserved it. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the chance to play Mary Kirk, I owe to Margaret Browning. Brownie isn't here tonight. She's busy helping bring her first grandchild into the world. I was not only lucky enough to play this part, but Margaret Browning, who produced this picture, from Joseph Schofield's fine script, very generously gave me a substantial financial interest in the picture. I want to announce, over this coast-to-coast telecast, that my share in the profits of the Glass House will endow the Carl Browning wing of the Motion Picture Relief Fund's hospital. Thank you, Brownie dear.